Hey everybody, this is Mr. Ainsworth, and we're going to get it started into a pretty cool lesson here, how to rapidly divide by 5. In our previous lesson, we talked about how to quickly or rapidly multiply by 5. Well, we're going to do the inverse, right? We're going to divide by 5, okay? You're thinking, oh, okay, Ainsworth, that's easy, right? Okay, 25 divided by 5 is 5. That's easy, right? Well, how about numbers that don't end in 5, that have decimal answers? How about that? Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so what we have to understand is that, here's the key concept here, is that dividing by 5, okay, is the same thing as multiplying by 1/5. So let's write that down. So dividing by 5 is the same as multiplying by 1/5. Multiplying, and you'll see how that comes into play in a minute, by multiplying by 1/5, okay, by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 5 is 1/5. All right, so believe it or not, we're going to take what we learned in fourth grade, multiplying by the reciprocal, all right, to a whole new level and do it all in our head. All right, so check this out. This is what we're going to do. We understand that if we take a number and multiply by 1/5, take a number times, okay, 1/5, we understand that 1/5 is the same as 2/10, right? 2/10 reduced is 1/5. What we need to do is, instead of multiplying by 1 and dividing by 5, what we're going to do is multiply by 2 and divide by 10, because multiplying by 1/5 is the same as multiplying by 2/10, right? Because they're equal. All right, so the key concept is this. First, let's write this down. First, we're going to multiply by 2. Multiply by 2. I know it sounds weird, just go with the flow. All right, and secondly, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to divide by 10. And that is easy. All right, all you do is shift the decimal. So divide by 10. There's two steps, guys. To divide by 5 is as simple as multiplying by 2 and dividing by 10, both of which are fairly straightforward. Okay, so there's your key concept right here. All right, so let's put it into action. Let's do some problems and show you how easy this is. All right, so be patient. Here we go. All right, let's take 38 and divide it by 5. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to double it first, and that's a 2 by 1. Okay, so here's what we're going to do is we're going to double it. So the process is we're going to take 38 times 2 first. That's 2 by 1. 2 times 30 is 60. 2 times 8, okay, that's 16. 60 and 18, that's 76. So there's your step 1. You double it. We multiply by 2 and then divide by 10. So step 1, this is called step 1 here. All right, step 2, okay, we divide it by 10. So 76, all right, divided by 10, well, you just shift the decimal, and that's 7.6. All right, you shift decimal only. Shift decimal, one place left. One place left. And you guys already know that. Whenever you divide by 10, you shift the decimal one place left. So simple, right? And so that's what we're going to do is we're going to double the number first and then divide by 10 by shifting the decimal. And then, of course, as you do this, you're going to check with your calculator, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 38 here. Check it out. All right, divided by 5. And you guys should do this with all your practice problems. You do it in your head first, and then you check it. Look at that, 7.6, easy. All right, now a couple more times, right? Because one example is never enough, so let's take another problem. I don't know, take an odd problem now. Okay, so because they're not always even, right? Sometimes they're odd, so let's take 27 divided by 5. Okay, so the process is this. You take 27 times 2 first. That's a 2 by 1. So 2 times 20 is 40. 2 times 7 is 14. All right, 20, 40, and 14. Well, that's 54. So you get 54 there. And then what you do is you divide it by 10 to get 5.4. All right, so 27 divided by 5 is 5.4. That equals 5.4. Let's check it. 27 divided by 5. Ooh, look at that. Come on, calculator, catch up. 5.4. There you go. It's as easy as that. Let's do it again. Let's do a few more examples. Why? Because I'm not with you. I'm here with you virtually. All right. So you got to see a bunch. All right. Let's take I don't know, 73. Let's say divide that by 5. Let's do the process. Okay. So you double 73. That's 2 times 70 plus 2 times 3, which is 6. So 2 times 70 is 140 plus 6, 146. We divide that by 10, all right, and you shift the decimal, woo, right there. Okay, 14.6, and then you check it. So you get out the handy dandy calculator and you take 73 divided by 5, ooh, press equal sign, 14.6, and that's what I came up with. All right, so the fastest way you can do this in your head is double it and then divide by 10. One last time, let's take 55, all right? No, that's too easy. Sorry, gotta pick a harder one than that. Let's pick 86, okay? Divide that by 5. Most people can't do it in your head, but you can now because all you have to do is double that, and you know your 2 by 1s. So you take 86 and you double it. 2 times 80 is 160. 2 times 6 is 12. 160 and 12 is 172. All right, all you do is divide that by 10 and shift the decimal right there. All right, and you get 17.2. So there's your answer. All right, those are the results right there, right there, right there. Now check it. All right, be wise and check your answers. Okay, so take 86 divided by 5, hit the equal button, 17.2, and that's what I came up with. You guys, if you just practice this, ooh, this is example 4, a few more times, like maybe 20 more times in your head and check it with your calculator, well, you might get really good, okay? All right, so remember this. You do it mentally first. Do it mentally first, all right? Then check with the calculator, all right? Don't do it the other way around because you won't get any good and it will show on test day, trust me. All right, so do it mentally first, make yourself proud, check with the calculator, get good, and pretty soon you're going to be a mental human calculator. This is Mr. Ainsworth. I'll see you in my next number theory lesson. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.